Suzanne Barron here, founder of Christ to True Light. So I don't have the fancy software to do this like those fancy podcasters do. But I want to talk about the subliminal messaging found in the movie Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey. Okay, here's the cover of it. You see it? Now, this movie aired in 2014. So I'm gonna try to do my best to explain the movie. What's happening is it's in what's all right. I asked AI what year Interstellar took place at. It said 2067. 2067 is the year that the plot of this movie is taking place. Now, what happens in this movie is there's like dust everywhere. And it took me a minute to fully understand what the the dust. I mean, it's just dirt, and they're building. They got cornfields. Like everybody's a farmer. They don't need like human workers and stuff like that. It doesn't show any robots or anything like that. But people are dying off of starvation. You think about bees and how bees pollinate the earth. Well, bees are like on the endangered species list. And people are dying off from starvation, and they're growing. Can't remember what I think it was okra, maybe it was okra, but corn was really what they needed. They needed corn farmers is what people were surviving on. But there was dust, like dirt, like all over the place. It was in your home. You'd have to like they started the movie about uh they started the movie prior to 60 or before, after 67. It was a few years after, probably like 40 years, and it had all these old people saying that you just have to wear masks, and they would flip their dishes, like their plates on their table, upside down so that the dirt wouldn't be on the inside of the plate, but it would be on the bottom of it. So when they were ready to eat, they would just take their plate and flip it over so it would be a clean plate. That it was coming through like the walls. There was just dirt everywhere. It's just dirt everywhere. And they had these like storms of like a burst of wind. You know, like we have a windy day. Well, because it was already dirt, dusty all over the place, the wind would just like bring all this dirt and make it worse. And people were dying of starvation and like lung problems because they were breathing in dirt. And there was uh, a hidden NASA. Like they say NASA no longer existed, but they had like a hidden NASA. And this little girl, Matthew McConaughey's daughter, she was probably 10 at the time. I can't remember her name in the movie. But she said she had a ghost that would come into her room and knock over books. If you watch this movie and I'm talking about, just follow me, okay? Knock over these books, and the dirt made like lines, which if you later at the end of the movie you can see what the lines were. It was like when he had entered into that black hole, it was like a piano. Inside of a piano it has these chords. You hit the key, that's kind of what it looked like. Or you know, like a think about a guitar. It had strings, little strings, and he was doing like Morse code with them, but that was later on in the movie. But he goes into the room and there's these lines of dirt, and the dirt is piled up, and he flips a coin and he says it's not a ghost, it's gravity. It's gravity. So the reason why there was dirt floating around in the storm is because Earth's gravity was not as strong. You think about little particles of dust. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it was floating around. Your body is heavy, so they all stood on ground. They stood on ground and walked on the ground. But dirt is way lighter than a person, so it was floating. The Earth's gravity was disappearing. Okay. Now, they were trying to find a place for the humans to recorporate, recolonize is the word. And they said they called the spirit people they. They've shown us this and showed us that. So they entered into this black hole, and there's like this word, it's called what's the word? Revitility. What that means is like the further away you get, think about how on Earth, on the planet Earth, a woman's cycle is every 28 days. Here on the ground, everything revolves on a 28-day cycle. 28 days, 28 days. But the year and the months run on a 30-day cycle, right? Because it's further out. The closer you are to the core, the least number of days. The further you are out, I might be a little backwards on this, but the further you are out, it's the more number of days. Like Earth circulates and the seasons and the months work on a 31-day time frame. But like on the ground, animals, the female reproductive organs, everything runs on a 28-day cycle because we're on the ground. That fits into relativity. Okay, so what would happen is the further my mind is trying to wrap, I'm not a scientist, okay, it's difficult. The further out they got, it was a day for them, right? One full day for them. But you see, like it was a day. Like those numbers are, it's difficult. I can see it, but it was a day for them. So a day for them would be like 10 days for us. You know, that 28 to 31. So 31 days is a full month, but 28 days is a month for us on the ground. But 31 days is a month out here. That's the best I can say it without, I don't have the scientific language. Okay. So one day to them would be like 10 days, right? To us. The numbers were bigger though. It was like by the time they made 2 years, 10 years had passed here on Earth. All right. The issue was they didn't have gravity. And so the daughter grew up and she started working for that hidden NASA company or whatever. And they were doing this equation. It never actually said gravity in the movie. It took me a minute to understand it because when he flipped that coin and when that dirt was lined up on the ground, it was a mound of sand. It was a mound of sand piled of sand. And he flipped that coin and he said it's gravity. So it wasn't floating in the air. It was gravity. All right. So it was minding up like a mound, like piling up, not just laying flat, like dusty, dirty. It was actually piling in a spot, in lines, gravity. Okay. Later on, it turns out he was the ghost. He basically time lapsed or whatever. Okay. What am I missing? Okay, so they finally broke the equation. Okay, and then they created this like ship to go out into space, and it had its own gravity pull. So it was weird when you look straight, you see a flat road on Earth because Earth is so big. It doesn't go, it does round, it's so big, you don't see the curve. You can't see the curve because Earth is so big. But they created the ship so it's not necessarily that big, but they needed to be inside of it. So when you looked down your street, the street would go around, and you literally could watch your neighbors walk down the street and stand up there. It had to be in a circle. Okay, they were trying to break gravity. They're trying to create gravity so that they can escape Earth and survive. All right, now how does this all fit? That movie was created in 2014. I'm telling you, God wrote this movie. Subliminal messaging, okay? That movie was created in 2014. All right. What creates gravity? Orbiting. Round and round and round and round. The faster you go, the more gravity you have. Orbit. An orbit. Our Earth orbits in a circle. That's why we have gravity. Let me pull this up. Give me just a second. Now, what I'm fixing to show you is directly off of the NASA website. The NASA website. I don't want to show you this portion of it. NASA. It's blurry. Try to get unblurry. It's still blurry. It is the NASA website though. See if I can unblur it. There you go. It's still blurry. It's just a light. I'm sorry. I don't know how to look on the screen. NASA. NASA. There it is. NASA. NASA. This is on NASA's website. All right, let me think about where I'm at. Okay, I know exactly where I'm at. I say that there's an interconnectedness between us and the animals and earth. That there's a verse in scripture that says he is the God in the midst of the earth. He's in the earth. He's in earth. And we're talking about like a subliminal messaging with the movie Avatar that fits with the spirit being AWOL. Christ is AWOL for us. This is real life though. That was a fiction, a nonfiction, fiction movie created, but it's still nonfiction because everything about the spiritualness and the interconnectedness and how the synapses work and the consciousness, all that's 100% the truth. It's completely real in our world. It's completely the truth. That movie is the truth. Avatar. It goes so far in the way of the water where they would kill those big Tolkien whales and they kill this huge whale and all they want is that jar of mind goo from its gland, consciousness that would literally stop aging. Okay? Consciousness. It comes out of that whale's mental neuro. I don't have the science, okay, but my blogs are better because I can take all the fancy words off the internet and put it on my blog so that you can understand it better. This is my videos are like a subliminal message for dummies. All right. But they took that gland and they would sell it for like a lot of money and it would stop human aging. It come out of the conscious brain, which that whale had so much consciousness. It had emotions. I mean, it was human, but only a whale. It even equated itself as human to the Nave people, like their brothers and sisters, and they communicated with them through like mental telepathy kind of stuff. I mean, the Nave would do hand signals, but the whales didn't have hands to do hand signals, and they could still speak to them. Telepathy. So in their brain, this juice stopped human aging. Consciousness. Robots can live forever. Robots can live forever. Stop aging. Where am I at? Okay, I know where I'm at. The energy, this energy that is not, we're not supposed to be doing this. This is why we don't see miracles. We saw miracles in biblical times. We don't see them today. Why? We do see them. It's a miracle that I can take my phone and go ding, and it'll be on your phone in 2 seconds. That power that we saw in biblical times is being used in technology. That's why there's targeted individual beliefs, and people are afraid of technology, and there's so much going on. The demons live in technology. So, demons, that means Satan has that power then. That's the truth. Satan does have that power now. That energy that sustains our earth, gives the trees life, gives you breath. That energetic force of earth is Christ. And I'm talking about orbiting and gravity. It's going to fit together in just a second. That energetic force is God. NASA said this. Direct observations confirm that humans are throwing energy budget off. Earth has an energy budget, and we're using too much of it. This article was posted 2021. Try to clear it up. It's on the NASA website. It's posted on 2021. Okay? Now how does that fit into orbiting? Find the sentence. It's been a minute since I've read this. Can't necessarily find out exactly what it's talking about, what I needed to say because I read it before. It might not be this one. I just Googled this just a second ago. But and I'm just being honest with you. You have to read my blogs where I have the better documents. But the energy is slowing down, or it's we're on a budget, which is affecting the vapor, the water vapor. It's affecting heat, cold weather, atmosphere, this, that, and the other. Okay, so all of that stuff is taking place from our energy budget. Is talking about balance and ultimately causing climate change. Blah 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 blah. So I'm gonna find the one I really need to show you. This is the one right here. Okay. I was talking about the one written in 2021 about climate change. So read that one. You saw the image, what it looked like on the top. This one is still the same NASA website, same website. But this one was posted in July of 2024. Now that movie was created in 2014, I believe is what I said. But this one talks about how the climate change affects Earth's rotation. So that first one was talking about an energy budget, which affects climate change, but how climate change is actually affecting the Earth's rotation. So the energy budget is affecting the climate change, therefore causing Earth to slow down in orbit. What gives us our gravity? Orbiting. What was that movie about? It was a prediction to the future. The Illuminati making predictions to the future. 1 Peter 1:11. Christ is the one who predicts to the future. Christ is Illuminati. Please share this message. Thank you. Please share. Hit the share button right now. Oh no, because I'm not finished. I'm sorry. See, it's a lot to say. If all this stuff is affecting that energy budget, slowing orbit, slowing climate control, ultimately killing Earth. We're killing Earth. We're using too much energy. We're destroying the atmosphere. We are killing Earth. We're killing Earth. Who is Earth? Earth is Christ. We are killing Christ. We're killing our God. It's a verse in Revelation. Revelation 13:8. All the inhabitants of the earth will worship the beast, all whose name have not been written in the Lamb's book of life. The Lamb who was slain from the creation of the world. This is a vulnerable God.